ACCUPLACER Next Generation Arithmetic Review Questions.
Question 1. How should the term hematuria be interpreted in clinical documentation? Option A. A blood present in the urine. Option B. A surgical incision into the trachea. Option C. Persistently elevated arterial blood pressure. Option D. A swelling caused by excess fluid in body tissues.
The correct answer is option C, 226.
Hematuria refers to the presence of blood in urine. The key consideration in medical terminology is that accepted word parts and clinical definitions determine the precise meaning. Any responses that rely on a similar sound rather than the established meaning would be inappropriate. Question 2. What do hazard pictograms on a chemical label communicate? Option A. They provide standardized visual warnings about the type of hazard. Option B. It supports medical evaluation, regulatory records, and prevention review. Option C. They can ignite violently in oxygen-enriched conditions. Option D. The mixture can release toxic chloramine gases. The correct answer is option A. They provide standardized visual warnings about the type of hazard. Pictograms help users recognize risks quickly. Each standardized symbol identifies a hazard class such as toxicity, corrosion, flammability, or serious health effects. The pictogram must be interpreted with the signal word, precautionary statements, and safety data sheet rather than used alone. Question 3. What environmental change is helpful? Option A. Describe observable behavior and its effect rather than attacking character. Option B. People within the same group have different beliefs and preferences. Option C. Explain the destination and provide a direct number or fallback plan when possible. Option D. Reduce background noise.
The correct answer is option A, $61.25.
Competing sound makes speech harder to distinguish. The relevant nutrition and wellness teaching principle is that practical substitutions are more useful than vague restrictions or unsupported promises. Alternatives that use vague restriction without a practical replacement do not meet the standard in the STEM.
Stressed about your Illinois real estate exam? We can take Illinois real estate exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done.
Question 4. Why should the patient hold the breath briefly after inhaling the medication? Option A. Prime it exactly as described in the manufacturer's instructions. Option B. Rinse the mouth and spit out the water. Option C. Breath holding allows more medication to settle in the airways. Option D. Wait the recommended interval and follow the medication instructions. The correct answer is option C. Breath holding allows more medication to settle in the airways. Immediate exhalation reduces pulmonary deposition. A short pause allows more aerosol particles to settle in the lower airways before exhalation. Breathing out immediately reduces deposition and may limit the delivered effect. Question 5. Where is a sublingual medication placed? Option A. Do not crush it unless an authorized source confirms it is safe. Option B. Use an oral syringe marked in the prescribed unit. Option C. Hold the dose and alert the provider for safe-route assessment. Option D. Place it under the tongue and allow it to dissolve. The correct answer is option D. Place it under the tongue and allow it to dissolve. The sublingual route allows absorption through oral mucosa. Consistent medication administration requires the following: the assistant should not change the dose, timing, route, formulation, or device instructions independently. Responses that give a dose despite unresolved swallowing difficulty, conflicting information, or an unclear product do not fit the facts given. Question 6. A patient brings medication bottles to the visit. Which action supports accurate reconciliation? Option A. Include prescription drugs, over the counter products, vitamins, and supplements. Option B. Compare the labels with the error list in patient report. Option C. Document the report without judgment and explore barriers within the assigned role. Option D. Document who stopped it if known and send the discrepancy for provider review. The correct answer is option B. Compare the labels with the error list in patient report. Multiple sources help identify omissions and discrepancies. For this medication administration task, allergies, contraindications, unclear orders, swallowing problems, or an unlabeled product must be resolved before the dose is given. Choices that improvise the formulation, device step, administration route, or schedule are unsafe or inaccurate here.
Question 7. Which fraction is equivalent to 5/8 for practice set 24? Option A, 30/48. Option B, 11/14. Option C, 30/14. Option D, 11/48. The correct answer is option A, 30/48. Equivalent fractions are formed by multiplying the numerator and denominator by the same non-zero number, so 5/8 times 6/6 equals 30/48. Choice B gives 11/14, which adds the same number to the numerator and denominator, which does not preserve equivalence, and choice C gives 30/14, which multiplies only the numerator while changing the denominator by addition. Choice D gives 11/48, which changes both parts in different ways instead of multiplying both by the same factor. Question 8. How can the fraction 28/35 be written in simplest form for practice set 24? Option A, 4/35. Option B, 4/5. Option C, 28/5. Option D, 11/12. The correct answer is option B, 4/5. Divide both 28 and 35 by their common factor 7 to get 4/5. Choice A gives 4/35, which divides only the numerator by the common factor, and choice C gives 28/5, which divides only the denominator by the common factor. Choice D gives 11/12, which uses addition rather than reducing by a common factor. Are you looking for ACCUPLACER exam actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access ACCUPLACER exam study guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get ACCUPLACER exam answer key today. Question 9. The sum of 5/12 and 1/4 is which value for practice set 24? Option A, 3/8. Option B, 1/6. Option C, 2/3. Option D, 5/48. The correct answer is option C, 2/3. Use a common denominator and add the fractional parts. 5/12 plus 1/4 equals 2/3. Choice A gives 3/8, which adds denominators as well as numerators, and choice B gives 1/6, which subtracts the fractions instead of adding them. Choice D gives 5/48, which multiplies the fractions instead of finding their sum. Question 10. A recipe uses 6/9 cup of flour and then removes 3/9 cup. Which fraction of a cup remains for practice set 24? Option A, 1/6. Option B, 1. Option C, 1/2. Option D, 1/3. The correct answer is option D, 1/3. Because the denominators are the same, subtract only the numerators. 6 minus 3 equals 3, giving 1/3. Choice A gives 1/6, which subtracts the numerators but also changes the denominator, and choice B gives 1, which adds the numerators instead of subtracting them. Choice C gives 1/2, which adds both numerators and denominators. Question 11. One practice shortcut asks for 1/2 times 3/5. Which product is correct for practice set 24? Option A, 3/10. Option B, 11/10. Option C, 3/7. Option D, 2/5. The correct answer is option A, 3/10. Multiply straight across. 1 times 3 equals 3 and 2 times 5 equals 10, which simplifies to 3/10. Choice B gives 11/10, which adds the fractions instead of multiplying numerators and denominators, and choice C gives 3/7, which multiplies the numerators but adds the denominators. Choice D gives 2/5, which adds the numerators while multiplying the denominators. Question 12. When dividing 2/3 by May 6th, which quotient should a test taker select for practice set 24? Option A, 5/9. Option B, 4/5. Option C, 5/4. Option D, 3/2. The correct answer is option B, 4/5. Keep 2/3, change division to multiplication, and use the reciprocal 6/5. The quotient simplifies to 4/5. Choice A gives 5/9, which multiplies by the divisor instead of multiplying by its reciprocal, and choice C gives 5/4, which flips the first fraction rather than the second fraction. Choice D gives 3/2, which adds the two fractions instead of dividing. Question 13. If a student studies 5 3/4 hours on Monday and 2 5/8 hours on Tuesday, how many hours does the student study in all for practice set 24? Option A, 7. Option B, 7 11/16. Option C, 8 3/8. Option D, 7 1/8. The correct answer is option C, 8 3/8. Add the whole numbers and the fractional parts separately, then simplify. 5 3/4 plus 2 5/8 equals 8 3/8. Choice A gives 7, which ignores the fractional parts completely, and choice B gives 7 11/16, which adds the denominators when combining the fractional parts. Choice D gives 7 1/8, which subtracts the fractional parts rather than adding them. Question 14. At a bookstore, one workbook costs $10.95 and a set of note cards costs $15.25. How much do they cost together? Option A, $4.30. Option B, $27.20. Option C, $25. Option D, $26.20. The correct answer is option D, $26.20. Add dollars and cents carefully. $10.95 plus $15.25 equals $26.20. Choice A gives $4.30, which subtracts the prices instead of adding both costs, and choice B gives $27.20, which adds an extra dollar that is not part of the purchase. Choice C gives $25, which adds only whole dollars and ignores the cents. Question 15. A recipe uses 3.07 cups of oats per batch. How many cups are needed for 3 batches for practice set 24? Option A, 9.21. Option B, 6.07. Option C, 12.28. Option D, 0.921. The correct answer is option A, 9.21. Multiply the amount per batch by the number of batches. 3.07 times 3 equals 9.21. Choice B gives 6.07, which adds the number of batches to the amount per batch, and choice C gives 12.28, which uses one extra batch. Choice D gives 0.921, which moves the decimal point one place too far left. Question 16. Which number is 20% of 1,600? Option A, 1,620. Option B, 320. Option C, 1,580. Option D, 20. The correct answer is option B, 320. Convert 20% to 20/100 and multiply by 1,600, giving 320. Choice A gives 1,620, which adds the percent number to the original amount, and choice C gives 1,580, which subtracts the percent number as if it were a whole minus number amount. Choice D gives 20, which uses the percent value itself rather than taking that percent of the amount. Question 17. During a review sale, a calculator priced at $88 is discounted by 30%. What is the sale price? Option A, $26.40. Option B, $114.40. Option C, $61.60. Option D, $58. The correct answer is option C, $61.60. First find the discount. 30% of $88 equals $26.40, then subtract it to get $61.60. Choice A gives $26.40, which finds only the discount amount, not the final sale price, and choice B gives $114.40, which adds the discount instead of subtracting it. Choice D gives $58, which subtracts the percent number as dollars rather than as a percent of the price. Question 18. After a tutoring center increases its weekly practice minus question goal from 370 by 50%, how many questions are in the new goal for practice set 24? Option A, 420. Option B, 185. Option C, 18,500. Option D, 555. The correct answer is option D, 555. Find 50% of 370 to get 185. Then add the increase to the original goal for 555. Choice A gives 420, which adds the percent number directly to the original count, and choice B gives 185, which decreases the amount by the percent instead of increasing it. Choice C gives 18,500, which multiplies by the percent number without converting it to a decimal. Stressed about your ACCUPLACER exam? We can take ACCUPLACER exam for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. A classroom mix uses 2 blue tiles for every 3 yellow tiles. If 6 blue tiles are used, how many yellow tiles are needed for practice set 24? Option A, 9. Option B, 5. Option C, 7. Option D, 6. The correct answer is option A, 9. The blue tiles were multiplied by 3, so the yellow tiles must also be multiplied by 3, 3 times 3 equals 9. Choice B gives 5, which adds the original ratio parts instead of scaling the ratio, and choice C gives 7, which uses an incomplete scale factor and does not preserve the ratio. Choice D gives 6, which copies the scaled blue amount instead of finding the matching yellow amount. Question 20. Which unit rate describes a printer that makes 168 pages in 4 minutes? Option A, 172, option B, 42, option C, 164, option D, 4. The correct answer is option B, 42. Divide pages by minutes to find pages per minute. 168 divided by 4 equals 42. Choice A gives 172, which adds time to the total page count instead of dividing, and choice C gives 164, which subtracts the minutes from the total page count. Choice D gives 4, which uses the number of minutes as the rate. Question 21. Between the decimal choices, which value is equivalent to 3/4 for practice set 24? Option A, 0.60, option B, 0.13, option C, 0.75, option D, 0.07. The correct answer is option C, 0.75. Convert the fraction by dividing numerator by denominator. 3 divided by 4 equals 0.75. Choice A gives 0.60, which uses a denominator that is 1 too large, and choice B gives 0.13, which reverses the division relationship between numerator and denominator. Choice D gives 0.07, which treats the numerator and denominator as digits in a percent minus-like number. Question 22. Which list orders 2/5, 20%, 0.26, 0.68 from least to greatest? Option A, 0.68, 2/5, 0.26, 20%. Option B, 20%, 2/5, 0.26, 0.68. Option C, 0.26, 20%, 2/5, 0.68. Option D, 20%, 0.26, 2/5, 0.68. The correct answer is option D, 20%, 0.26, 2/5, 0.68. Convert each value to a decimal and compare. 20% equals 0.20, 0.26 equals 0.26, 2/5 equals 0.40, 0.68 equals 0.68, so the least minus to minus greatest order is 20%, 0.26, 2/5, 0.68. Choice A gives 0.68, 2/5, 0.26, 20%, which orders the values from greatest to least, and choice B gives 20%, 2/5, 0.26, 0.68, which switches two middle values after conversion to decimals. Choice C gives 0.26, 20%, 2/5, 0.68, which places the two smallest values in the wrong order. Question 23. For a quick estimate, what is 364 plus 419 plus 290 when each number is rounded to the nearest 10 first? Option A, 1070, option B, 1073, option C, 1100, option D, 780. The correct answer is option A, 1070. Round the numbers to 360, 420, and 290, then add them to get 1070. Choice B gives 1073, which uses the exact sum instead of an estimate based on rounding, and choice C gives 1100, which rounds to the nearest 100, which is less precise than the requested nearest 10. Choice D gives 780, which rounds only two of the three numbers. Question 24. Which fraction is closest to 1 among 33/34, 16/17, 31/33, 29/32? Option A, 16/17, option B, 33/34, option C, 31/33, option D, 29/32. The correct answer is option B, 33/34. Compare each fraction's distance from 1. 33/34 is only 1/34 away. Choice A gives 16/17, which is 1/17 away from 1, farther than the closest fraction, and choice C gives 31/33, which is 2/33 away from 1, farther than the closest fraction. Choice D gives 29/32, which is 3/32 away from 1, farther than the closest fraction. Question 25. A class buys 4 packs with 3 pencils in each pack and shares all pencils equally among 4 students. How many pencils does each student receive for practice set 24? Option A 1, option B 16, option C 3, option D 7. The correct answer is option C, 3. First multiply 4 times 3 to get 12 pencils, then divide by 4 students to get 3. Choice A gives 1, which adds packs and pencils per pack instead of multiplying first, and choice B gives 16, which adds the number of students after finding the total pencils. Choice D gives 7, which adds the pack count to pencils per pack and stops too early.